Welcome to another insightful health section with me. I am Esther Eguche, a registered nurse, registered ophthalmic nurse, and a certified fruit and herbal therapist. I've helped over 3,500 people recover from chronic illnesses with food changes, lifestyle modification, and of course, fruits and herbal therapy. So today we're going to be looking at 15. I know this is 10, 5, 15 mindsets you need to have if you want to eat and live healthy. When I was preparing for this section, I was wondering why mindsets? If you don't understand the purpose of a thing, abuse is inevitable. If you don't understand why you need to do a particular thing, you would jump on trends, you would embrace myths, you embrace things that are not true. Every wind of doctrine will sweep you away from what you should be doing. That is why it's important to have the right mindset. This has helped me, and I want to share them with you. First on my list is one common phrase we have in the the natural or alternative and holistic medicine niche, which is let food be thy medicine. Food, whether you like it or not, can either be medicine or poison. Everything that enters your mouth is either medicine or poison. So when somebody gives you something to eat, even if it's free, even if it's paid for, just ask yourself the question: this thing I'm about to eat, is it food or poison? The second thing is, healthy eating is not punishment, it is protection. Some of you have that mindset that eating healthy is stressful, you have to go over and beyond. No, it protects you. One thing you need to learn to do, sometimes just Google how much is dialysis in Nigeria, how much do I need to spend on if I need to eat healthy for my kidneys. Compare the two prices, and then you realize that whatever effort you put in eating healthy is even sometimes little compared to the effort you put in eating unhealthy. Third thing is, you don't have to be sick to eat right. You don't have to be sick to eat right. In fact, the best time to prepare for war when there is peace. The soldiers, the military personnel that go and represent us when there is war and all. Just imagine this, okay? There's a battle, there is war. You are at the forefront and somebody is nudging you. You are with your gun ready to fire, and somebody says, I beg, Esther, where go press trigger? And you know, if you lose guard, as my people used to say, a shot can come from anywhere. You will not pay attention to that person. You will focus. The best time to eat healthy is when you are healthy, when you are not having, your body is not doing you somehow, when you are not having headache, when you are not having fever, when your tummy is not aching you, when you are not having chest pain. Okay? This one, I love it. The body does not listen to what you say. It pays attention to what you eat. Those of you that like affirmations, come close. My body is the temple of the living God. My body is this. My body is healthy. I am sound in my spirit, body, and soul, and so on and so forth. Affirmations are excellent. I say so myself. But unfortunately, the body does not listen to what you say. It pays better attention to what you eat. Eating healthy does not mean foreign or expensive. This one, I was on this table many years ago. But then I got deliverance, and I'm about to deliver you. Stop waiting until you have money. I've worked with a number of clients who told me the reason they had not started the things I've asked them to do is because it's expensive. Why? There is nothing that is not actually expensive, and there is nothing that is not affordable. So instead of you looking for broccoli, kale, which other one? Why don't you get scent leaf? Why don't you get ugu, pumpkin leaf? Why don't you get that local vegetable where you are from? Instead of looking for fonio and all those big names, why don't you start with oats? At least you can, if you cannot buy the one in can, you can get rolled oat from those people that sell measured milk, measured Bonvita. It's rich in fiber. Use okra. Okra is high in fiber. Okay, get chia seed, get flax seed. All these seeds, you can use them for an extended period of time. Cook vegetable soup. Instead of looking for money to buy expensive supplements that is going to give you all the vitamins and minerals you need as a woman, as a man, why don't you look for their equivalents in your food? Why don't you go out in the morning and take advantage of vitamin D from the sun? These are simple alternatives you don't even need so much to get. Eating healthy is not foreign, it's not expensive. Break free from that mindset. The food your grandma ate is wiser than most nutrition labels today. There is a problem. Pay attention to labels. Just because they tell you, they bring two brands and they say this two brand, their yogurts. What is in the two? What are the ingredients? One can, and probably you're trying to buy yogurt because you're diabetic. One can be made from cornstarch, okay, contain preservative that will actually make you worse. While the other one can be made from just milk, and culture. So pay attention to labels. Many people do not pay attention to labels. I was speaking to my dressmaker, and she was telling me that she stopped using sachet and tin tomatoes because I think she bought a big pack. She wasn't able to finish it in the meal she made, so she put it in a freezer. So there was a power outage for some hours. So by the time she brought it out, she realized that there was like a separation. The other part was looking whitish, and because she had knowledge of baking and all, she realized that it was made with little or no tomatoes. The other part that thickened the whole thing was coloring and cornstarch. This board can be retrained. Oh, I cannot do without carbonated drinks. You had an injury and it's not healing, and you've done everything, and by the time you presented in the hospital, they tell you have diabetes, and if it's not properly controlled and if the wound keep expanding, they will have to cut out that limb. I'm telling you, you will do everything. You would stay away from that sugary food. So your taste bud can be retrained. Right now, because I know the implication of taking carbonated drinks, even if I go to a party or an occasion and there is free soft drink, you can never find me struggling for it. I understand the implication on my system. I know that once I take it, I'm going to feel bloated. My body system is going to protest because it's not untrained and retrained it. So you'll be like, Esther, what is wrong? It's going to give me signals that will take me about 3 to 5 days to take care of. Why do I want to go through that stress? Why do I want to go through that discomfort? You can retrain your body. You don't have to wait until you are hypertensive to stop taking processed food. You don't have to wait until you have constant migraine before you stop taking seasoning cubes. You can retrain your taste buds today. Don't wait for that diagnosis, stage 3, stage 4, before you start doing right by your body. You are not eating for pleasure alone. You are feeding your cells. Anything that enters your mouth, feed your cells. So leave the mouth. Leave the mouth. Think about your cells. Think about your organs, your kidney, your liver, your womb, your ovaries, your prostrate, your blood. Why are you not recovering from that infection? It could simply be a product of what you are eating. You've scattered your cells. They are not the way they should be because of what you've been eating. So think about it. Your health is not in your doctor's hand. It is in your spoon. Your health is not in your doctor's hand. It is in your spoon. Let me go take a step further. It's in your pot. It's in your plate. You have been placed on antihypertensive, diabetic medications, but some are even doing natural remedies. But all those efforts are being frustrated because of they're not getting it right with their eating. That's why I bought any of my books. You never see my natural remedies on chapter 1. Natural remedies are usually the last chapter because number 1, I want you to understand that disease condition. I want you to know about the triggers, the causes. I want you to know about lifestyle changes, food changes before the natural remedies. Because no matter how great the efficacy of that natural remedy, the efficacy of that fruit therapy, if you don't get your eating, your lifestyle right, you will keep suffering from recurrence. You have relapse. You won't get better. Those values, your vital signs will keep fluctuating. Fruit is not a decoration. It is healing in raw form. Fruit is medicine. That's why I spent a lot of money to go and learn fruit therapy. Because some people, they'll tell you, oh, I don't like fruits. If you don't like fruits, you can do what is called fruit infusion. Slice fruit like cucumber, put it in a water bottle and drink from it. Add slices of watermelon or apples. Put them in water. You can put them in your fridge overnight and drink them throughout the day. You do not have an excuse. Fruit is one of the cheapest ways to get vitamins, minerals in your body. Sometimes the body doesn't store some of these things. So you need daily intake to ensure the system functions properly and they are in sync. Fast food is fast destruction. Amen? That sounds like Rema. There are some days, depending on what you do, is unavoidable. Sometimes you need to maybe take rest. It's been hectic. You need to outsource your food. But be careful, pay attention. Don't make it an everyday affair. You cannot pray away what your food keeps bringing back. If you are a Christian, if you are a Muslim, definitely you are praying. And one of the things I tell people is that pray for your health. Pray for your health, whether you are sick, whether you are not. Somebody once said, I think it's Apostle Joshua Selman, that prayer is an investment you make into your future. Okay, an investment that guarantees your future. Pray about your health, but don't just stop in praying. Okay, some of you know all the prayer platform on social media, but you spend 6 hours in your 24 hours praying, but you are not taking action by eating the right food. You are not taking action by doing the right thing as regards your health. Prayer cannot replace your there is a God part. Okay, let me preach a bit. There is a God part, there is a you part. Okay, it's somebody who is irresponsible that expects God to play his or her own part. And in this place, we are not irresponsible. So play your own part so that it can be easier for your prayers to be answered. The enemy is not your body, it is your habits. So what are your habits? Take a pen and paper. What did you do yesterday? How did all the things you did yesterday improve your health? Okay, the conversation you got into, the things you watched on social media, the things you helped. What was the quantity of water you had? What was the did you take some fruits? Okay, did you eat vegetables? What type of food did you have? Health is wealth and food is the currency. I have been sick several times in my life. Okay, for those of you who don't know, I suffered asthma for over 14 years. I suffered chronic constipation for that long also. I've had a bike accident where I suffered internal bleeding and I had stitches. The wound breakdown, dressing every day and every other day. I've had a major surgery. So I can tell you that health is wealth, because no matter how great you are, no matter how fantastic you are, no matter how intelligent you are, no matter the business you run, when something happens to you, all those people in the hospital bed now, they are not thinking of how to make money. They are the only, if you go there and say, madam, Oga, I want to pray with you, what is your prayer points? The only thing will tell you, please, so that I can I can be discharged from the hospital, so that I can recover. You cannot do anything if you are ill. Go to the hospital and ask 5 people. You cannot do anything if you are ill. And this struck me. When I was training to be a student nurse, we were posted to National Orthopedic Hospital in Enugu, and that experience changed my life there. Because you meet patients that their legs are hung for 3 months, 2 months, 5 months. This person is on admission in the hospital. There as student nurse, we change sanitary pads. And this, sanitary pad, no woman wants somebody else to change their sanitary pad. But they couldn't protest because they couldn't do it themselves. So we put their sanitary pad for them. We remove it after. We pass bedpan for them. Remove it after. In the morning, we help them to take their pads while they are in bed, because they are not fine. So health is wealth. As long as you are healthy, you have hope of making money. And if you are not healthy, no matter how wealthy you are, you can lose everything you've gathered. So what is our task for today? Out of the 15 mindsets we've learned about today, I want you to share with me 3 that stood out for you, that you've not been conscious of, that you're going to now incorporate so that you can start eating and living healthy. See you in our next section.